Today's sponsor is Advancement Courses. Their spring sale is happening now, so stay tuned for how to save 20% on your summer PD. 10 Tips for Awesome Digital Citizenship, episode 502.
The 10-Minute Teacher Podcast with Vicki Davis. Every weekday, you'll learn powerful, practical ways to be a more remarkable teacher today.
So today we're talking with Penny Rayhill, an educator from West Virginia, and we're going to have a digital citizenship super share. So Penny, where do we start? What are some of your favorite resources?
One of my favorite go-tos would be the commonsense.org website. They've recently redone their lessons for grades 3 through 8. I think that they've made them a lot more relevant than what they were in the past. And from what I was reading, they have plans to redo their kindergarten through 2nd grade and then their 9th through 12th grade and have them ready by this upcoming school year.
Oh, wow. So educators should be taking a look at the Common Sense Media website this summer, huh?
Absolutely. I think that would be a great thing to do. There's a lot of excellent information that you can find there, ways to talk with students about, creating a positive digital footprint. There's always that safety and privacy concern with our kids, how to cite sources, the balance between technology and other activities. They have excellent parent resources too, in addition to the lesson plans that they have, but, great parent letters to go home. And we like to direct our parents to the website, for some of those more difficult conversations, that you need to have with your kids about things that happen online.
Excellent resource. What's another?
Another one of my favorites would be the netsmart.org site. This uses cartoon characters with videos to teach about safety on the internet for the kids. And another favorite is the iKeepSafe.org site. Again, it's another cartoon type thing. It has a faux paw. The Technocat is featured in that one. Kind of goes through some of the mistakes that faux paw makes while using technology.
Oh, and that's great to look at mistakes someone else makes, because I guess it's less preachy and more, hey, wow, I can't believe he did that.
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of like, oh, okay, that kind of happens to everybody.
Cool. Okay. What else?
I like to share a couple of the things that I really like for the kids. Like I said, I do deal with elementary school kids. So one of my very favorite things when having the kids gather photos is a website, and it's called photosforclass.com. And one of the reasons that is one of my favorite sites is when you save a picture, it has image attributes, on the photo itself.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes. And that way you can have those conversations with the kids. We didn't take that picture, but we have to tell people how we got this picture, who took this picture. And it's right there. And especially for my little kids, that has just been a game changer with that.
Oh, and it just makes life so much easier because it does it automatically. Okay, what's another?
It's an app called Shadow Puppets EDU. Now, this is an iPad or an iPhone app. We are a one-to-one iPad school, so that's really what we deal with. And it's for video creation. And one of the things that I like about it, again, has to do with the image credits. They have a search engine within the app that allows you to search for pictures to use in the videos. And then once the video is created, at the very end, it has all of the photo credits that were used.
Oh, and it does it automatically?
It sure does.
Oh, wow.
You can have that conversation again with the kids. We didn't take the picture. This is where this picture came from.
Wow. Why can't more classroom apps do that automatically? I mean, these are fantastic. Okay, what else?
Just a few things of how to bring digital citizenship into the classroom. One of the things we like to do at the beginning of the year is start with like a class technology pledge or a set of norms for technology use. And then we can revisit that during the year. We can add to it as necessary. I think that that's a great way to start the year with the kids.
So, Penny, do the kids write it themselves? Is this something you write?
We do. We sit down, and that's the first thing that I do to them when they come and see me is we sit down and we talk about together, how should we be treating these iPads? When should we be using them? In what ways should we be using them? And try to get their input. And we try to kind of focus more on the positive. Like, I will carry the iPad with two hands. I'll be sure to make sure that I'm using the iPad as the teacher wants me to, kind of a thing.
Oh, very good. And that's such a great way to start. I mean, I've had classes before write this in a Google Doc, and then we kind of learn about respecting other people's work because they tend to edit each other's work. And we just go ahead and get that out of the way, go ahead and have that little war inside Google Docs and have the conversations early. Okay, what else?
I've recently started to do this. I got the idea for this from a book that I read a couple of summers ago. It is Social Media. It was written by Jennifer, and I hope I'm saying her name right, Todd.
Yeah, I've had her on the show before. I'll link to it.
Yeah. And I love the book because she gave a lot of great information about, exposing the kids to like a Facebook or Twitter for learning instead of just like following a celebrity. On Twitter, one of the things we did, that was the summer of the big eclipse. So when that happened, I followed NASA, and then the kids and I would look at that to be able to see that these kind of social media accounts can be used for learning. Another thing that I did, I got a little technology team, and I opened up a Twitter account for them, got the parents' permission to make sure that it was okay to have their pictures on there. And then we post little activities about what we've been doing. And I think that's a great way for classrooms to showcase what they're doing, as well as show the kids, how social media can be used to learn and to share information.
Fantastic. And you know what? We have 8 ideas. I wonder if you can give me 2 more so we can have 10, huh?
Absolutely. I think I could. One of the things that I think our kids need to learn about is, and you touched on this as well, is posting those comments, how to post kind comments and give constructive criticism. I like to use a safe place for that. Since we do have the elementary kids like Seesaw or Schoology, they can post their comments on their classmates' work. We can have discussions with each other. And I just see that as a safe place. If something does happen, it's a good place for us. It's just our class right there, and nobody else is going to see it. And we can talk about those kind of mistakes that might be made in social media comments.
That is so true. And modeling it. And so much of that learning happens with real world experiences and conversations. Do you have one more, Penny?
I sure do. I think that it's good to have those conversations with the kids too. Sometimes they'll come to me and, when they come in, I'll say, okay, how have you been a good digital citizen the past week? And they might be talking about somebody on a game was being harassed and how they had helped somebody, or, they typically have something to add in there. We also like to talk about current events if it's relevant. There was in the football draft, the number 2 pick this year, I believe he went to San Francisco, but he didn't have a very good digital presence. I guess it was something that had happened like 6 years ago. And he made the comment that he didn't mean to hurt somebody. And, of course, if he was just in the draft this year, he's quite young at that point. But I think a lot of people don't mean to hurt somebody. And I kind of like to bring things like that to the kids' attention. It seems like our 3rd graders are the ones that are really starting to commenting and playing the games and talking to each other. And I just think that if you talk about how their digital footprint is starting now and how it can affect their life in the future, I just think it's great to bring in those real world examples so that they can see that.
And Penny, you mentioned one thing that's very important, which is the conversations they have in gaming platforms. Because I've found that the younger kids, that's their first exposure to connecting with others online. It's in the gaming platforms they love, whether it's Fortnite or Minecraft or Xbox or something like that. And that's important. Okay, so we have 10 tips for awesome digital citizenship, Penny. You've given us lots of ideas. And educators, we can't talk about it enough. I've had people on the show, Dr. Alec Caros recently, who just talked about it's just citizenship. And that's true. It is just citizenship, but it is part of what we have to teach. They don't just learn it automatically, just like they don't automatically know how to cross the road. Thanks, Penny.
Oh, thanks so much. I really enjoyed this.
Now is the perfect time to plan your summer. Go to advancementcourses.com/coolcat and use the offer code COOL20. That's COOL20 and get 20% off your summer PD courses. That's just $120 per graduate credit hour or $160 for 50 clock hours. You can take courses on helpful topics like social emotional learning, classroom management, teacher wellness, special education classes, and more. You have over 240 graduate level courses to choose from in 19 different subject areas. Go to advancementcourses.com/coolcat today and use the offer code COOL20 to get your 20% discount. Tell your friends and plan your PD today.
Thank you for listening to the 10-Minute Teacher Podcast. You can download the show notes and see the archive at coolcatteacher.com/podcast. Never stop learning.